Hey everyone, Willy here. I'm a real estate agent here in Merced. Today we're going to talk a little bit about investment properties. So what you see behind me is my first rental property. Right now it's currently being rented out to 6 individual tenants on a room-by-room basis. Most of them are students, which is good because UC Merced is only 5 minutes away. And I want to give them some privacy, so instead I'll show you the model homes instead. Alright, so I just arrived at the model homes area. Because of COVID, we have to make an appointment for a self-guided tour. So that's coming up in about 30 minutes, so I have some time to kill. But in the meantime, I want to show you across the street. We have a huge park. You can hear the kids playing there, and you can play soccer and baseball, and there's a playground and a basketball court there. So yeah, so let's just wait. So this area is also very good for buying an investment property. It's only 5 minutes away from UC Merced, like I mentioned, and there's actually a housing shortage for students because there's not enough housing on campus, so more than half of the students have to look off campus for housing. And so this probably provides a very good opportunity for cash flow and appreciation. As you can see, there's still a lot of construction going on. Every year we're breaking records in the number of homes being built in Merced, and I expect this to continue for at least a couple more years, considering the city is still growing really fast. Alright, so here's the front of the house. As we walk in, immediately to the right, you have your first bedroom downstairs. And here is the dining room and living and kitchen. Now we're upstairs, and you can see the bathroom and the other 5 bedrooms, including the master at the end. For those of you interested in the numbers, I'll just briefly go over a few simple figures on a typical home rental here in Merced. I'm going to be using this rental property calculator from biggerpockets.com to show you why investing in Merced, despite being in California, is still a very good opportunity. I'm going to do this in 2 different ways. First is renting out the whole house, and the second is renting it out room by room. In both examples, we'll be looking at a 6-bedroom single-family home at a median home price of $350,000 with a 20% down payment at 3% interest. Of course, your numbers will look different since there's a lot of assumptions in these variables, but this should give you a rough idea on what to expect if you invest. So what you see here are the numbers for renting out the entire house. You see the purchase price and the closing cost here. For monthly income, I'll be using $2,600, which I pulled from Realtor.com for a 6-bedroom house. Then down here, you'll see all the expenses we'll be using to calculate cash flow. A lot of people think that you can just take the monthly rent minus your mortgage payment and that's it. But there's actually a lot more expenses that you have to take into account to make this a more realistic calculation. So here you can see we set aside a total of $156 or 2% of monthly income for future expenses, which are split into these 3 categories. Vacancy, since there's a chance that it won't be rented out for a certain period of time. Capital expenditures, which are big ticket items like repairing windows, the roof, replacing appliances, or remodeling. And here we have general maintenance. And finally, we have to factor in other items like HOA, which is $95, property tax at $500, home insurance at $41, and also property management at $280 or 8% of monthly income. Taking all that into account will give us a monthly cash flow of $419, which is pretty good, especially if the house is also expected to appreciate. And the second way is if you want to do room-by-room rentals to students, for example. This method does take a little bit more work since you have to find and screen many more candidates to fill the room. But this way you'll be able to generate a higher cash flow. In this example, we get our higher monthly income by renting the master for $700 and the remaining 5 regular bedrooms for about $480 per month, which brings our total to $3,100. Also, I've increased the vacancy, capital expenditures, and maintenance to 3% of monthly income because I'm expecting more things to break as there's probably less incentive for individual tenants to take care of the house like a family would. The other item that's changed is the property management fee, which went up to $250. Other than those items, everything else is the same. So this brings our total monthly cash flow to $756 a month, which is almost twice that of the first method. Again, this is just to give you a rough idea of what to expect when buying a rental property, and your numbers could be higher or lower. This BiggerPockets calculator can give you a lot more metrics like cap rate and cash on cash ROI, but I'll save those for future videos. Alright, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for listening. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Or if you want to schedule a showing of any of the new communities here in Merced, just shoot me a message and I'll show you around. Alright, talk to you later. Bye.